Hi everybody, Baruch Hashem here. We are back from Ben Azmanim, Rosh Chodesh Elul, Ani LeDodi veDodi. Everybody knows this is Rosh Tevot. And why do we call Hashem Dodi? Dod in English means uncle, not Uncle Sam. Yeah, there's nothing to rely on over there. Like Tehillim says, Al tiftechu medivim. We don't trust and we don't rely on human beings. We rely on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Well, why is he called an uncle instead of a father or Melech? Maybe we're going to be calling him Avinu Malkeinu soon. Because in the Chodesh of Elul, the month of Elul, which is the last month of the year, Hashem comes and gives us a freebie. Throws sukariot, candies at us. We all know that when an uncle comes over, he doesn't look for this guy did this thing, that one. He says, bring the kids, gives them candies. Even if they're not deserving, throws candies at them. That's an uncle. And that's what Hashem's Bechina is in this month. Hashem says, I'm coming to you, I'm throwing candies at you. This month that we have is extra credit. Hashem has given us this month. We know that there's in Judaism, we have a concept called that we go after the ending. Hakol holech acharei chitum. Meaning that no matter what happened all this year round, I did this avera, I did this stupid thing, I went there, I shouldn't have gone there, I looked at over there, I shouldn't have looked. Hashem says, put everything behind. Let's go with the extra credit. This is the final 2 minutes of the NBA game. And that's the 2 minute that counts. There was a lot of back and forth. The other team is up, the Yitzhahara is up, you're down, you're up, is down. But this is the final 2 minutes. I remember in America, the final 2 minutes, they used to announce, 2 minutes! There's 2 minutes remaining till the end of the Zman. And that's Elul. So you got to play it right. You can't let the ball slip off your hands. You can't commit mistakes that you made in the first 3 quarters. This is the last month of the year, and Hashem wants to throw candies. There's only one condition. It says, Ani LeDodi veDodi li. If you want me to be your uncle and throw your candies, you gotta be onto me. You have to take me as your number one and only entity that could help you. Trust in me! If you want me to be your uncle and throw candies without asking questions, and be chozer b'tshuva and rely only on me. Story that's told. Just going to bring this point home. There was a man who went and stole. In the olden times when somebody stole, either they chopped off his hand or they put him in a dungeon, never to come out, or they chopped off his head. Not like today when they give Hamas terrorists in the prison, what do you want? You want your pita with shawarma, with cheese? Lefty liberals. No, not like that. It was a real thing. So this guy went and stole. They caught him. And they were going to sentence him to death. He said, hold on. Before the sentences, please, take me to the king. What's your relationship to the king? I am his relative. What? You never heard of you being his relative, but if you're saying that, I'm not going to touch you. They took him to the king. The king says, I don't know you. I don't recognize you. Why did you say you're my relative? Not only you stole, you're also lying. So he said, dear king, this is my last resort. I knew that if I had any chance of living, I had to say that I'm your relative. And I'm putting all my trust in you. So the king says, because you put all your trust in me, even though you're not related to me, I'll forgive you. But Baruch Hashem, the Jewish people, they're called Banim Hashem Le'Elokechem. We are the sons of the living God. And if you made mistakes, and the prosecutor wants to come and give us a bad judgment, all we have to say, obviously we have to do teshuvah, but we have to say that we are the sons of the living God. You want to do teshuvah, you can't touch me, because I'm God's son. But with that, you have to do teshuvah. You can't come and say that you're God's son and is your uncle, and say, hey, we're friends. I'll do my stuff. You just be there for me. No, it doesn't work like that. Hashem loves us. He wants to give us candies, but you have to be dodili. You have to give yourself to Hashem, and He'll protect you from all the prosecutors, from all the sins that He ever did. Number 2, Elul. We know that Elul is a month that maybe 56 years, up to 60 years ago, 50 years ago, when people heard Elul, they would just faint. When they announced Rosh Chodesh Elul, they will faint. The story is told by Rav Svi Pesach Frank when he was a little kid, 7 years old, 7 or 8 years old in Europe. He saw Rabbi Sal Salanta came, and it says Rabotai, he came and banged on the bima and said, today we announced Rosh Chodesh Elul, and he fainted and he fell in front of Rav Pesach Frank, who later on became the Gadol Avdor of the Ashkenazi community. He says that image of Rabbi Sal Salanter, when he shook just by saying the word Elul, he just fainted. Okay, we're not at that level, but we have to get to the point. We want our uncle, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Dodi, to give us sukkariot, to throw us candies. We have to wake up and do teshuvah. Another story is told also to get the point home. This is Czar, Nikolai. This is Czar. Czar?
Czar.
About 100 years ago, you know that everybody's afraid of him. It wasn't like today. A king was a king. He was the ultimate authority. So there was a soldier who saw a drunk man walking on the street, drinking vodka, Russians, in the cold, get themselves hot. Freezing Russia, drinking vodka, and it's shikor. Drunk it. Rolling down in here. So the chayal, the soldier says, stop. He kept on rolling, kept on saying, going and doing whatever he's doing. He screamed again, stop. Before I arrest you. He didn't stop. He said, stop in the name of the Tsar Nikolai. He didn't stop. The soldier shot him to death. Okay, shot him to death. What are you doing? Killing an innocent person. He was drunk. They took him to court. The judge says, what do you have to say for yourself? You killed an innocent person. He said, let me defend myself. When I announced, stop, before I arrest you, he didn't stop. Okay, I let him go. He was drunk. I said, stop again. But when I mentioned Nikolai, the Tsar, in the name of, even if he was drunk, all his drunkenness should have come out of him and stood. Lehavdi lef avdali. Hashem is telling us to stop in the name of the one and only, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Even if you're drunk from sins, for averot, from peshaim, Elul is the time when we hear the word Elul, we have to get all the drunkenness from ourselves, out of ourselves, and get ourselves together and do teshuvah. But how do we do teshuvah? And with this will end. Rabbi Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, last week's Parashah, says, Anochi natati lachem bracha v'klala. Hashem tells us in the Parashah that I have given you bracha and klala. Which one do you choose? Do you choose blessing or curse? Hashem answers that for us. In a few Parashahs it says, Ubacharta b'chaim. Choose bracha! So how do we do that? That's the word in the word of Hayom. When you wake up in the morning, you wake up and say Modeh Ani for yesterday, for the fact that you woke up, that you're healthy, you have a wife, you have children, you have a roof over your head, then it's going to be bracha. Hashem will keep giving it to you. Because you're Modeh. You're saying thank you. But if you wake up and says, what a lousy morning, I have to go to Bet Knesset again, it's cold outside, this and that, you just establish for yourself that day is going to be klala. Chas v'shalom. And we know, in last week's Parashah it says, when the Jews come into the Jewish land, to their homeland, they have to go to the Har Eval and Grizim to say the curses and the blessings. But when we look at the map, it's 50 kilometers away. When they crossed from the Jordan to go into Eretz Israel, it was Jericho. Hashem made a miracle, took them on eagle's wings 50 kilometers. They said the curses and the blessings, and he brought them back all in the same day. Now Shimshon Raphael Hirsch asks, why does it have to be 50 kilometers away? choose two hilltops over here, say the brachot and the klalot, and that's it. Rav Shimshon Rav Hirsch says, no, Hashem wants to teach us a lesson. Those two mountains is a very special mountains. Har Grizim is a shallow, not so high, but it's full of blessing. Birds flying over it, fruits, trees, green. Look the other side, Har Eval, cursed land. Everything is dead. No birds flying over it. No trees, no fruits. Dead! Why? Rav Shimshon Rav Hirsch says because the mountain Har Grizim is low. It's anav, humble. When you bring yourself down, you get the bracha. When you like Har Eval, stand like a haughty person. Me, and it's all about me. It's all curses. You want to do teshuvah? Start working on your humbleness. Be Har Grizim. Be bracha. Don't be Har Eval. Don't be a klala. And finally, we're going to finish with this point. We know that the mazal of this month is Betulah. The constellation of the month of Elul is a virgin girl. We know that we don't go with mazalot, and Israel is above mazalot. But Chazal has taught us to have mazalot in order to learn something from it. So what I care if it's this month has a sign of Betulah, a virgin. Our sages tell us, and this is not a movie from Hollywood or fantasies, what have you. This is a Midrash. Unfortunately, today a lot of things have been taken and hijacked from our holy sources, and movies are made out of. But this is a true thing that happened in the time of the Mabul. It says two fallen angels. They complain to Hashem, what are you doing? Why did you make men? They sin all day. They go to clubs, they do this and they do that. Better off not making them. Hashem says, okay, you know what? If you're better than them, go downstairs. What they didn't know, once they come down here, they're going to get Sahara. And they did worse than men. They went with every single arayot, and they made every single sin. They went with this girl, with that girl, until they finally got to the girl, last virgin standing, drop dead gorgeous, beautiful, but she's sanua, she's modest. She doesn't want to be with him. But when you have an angel standing against you, the fight is not a fair fight. She feels that she's being seduced, but she remembers that she has Hashem to rely on. V'tachbolot taseh milchama. Do your war and your battle with the Yetzer Hara with tachbolot. Drag him into the Beit Midrash. He wants to come and interfere with your learning. 5 minutes. Come back in 10 minutes. It goes away. What does this girl do? Goes to the angel and says, you want to be with me? On one condition. Give me your wings! Give me my wings? What do you want to do with my wings? You want to be with me? Okay, fine. Take my wings for 5 minutes. Takes the wings, flies to the Kisar Kavod, to the throne of glory, and begs Hashem to save her from being with this angel, not to sin. Hashem says, come and grab the throne of glory. I'll make you the constellation of Betulah, a virgin, under the throne of glory. What do we learn from this? All men, we have to learn, when we come to Yetzer Hara, we have to do war with our Chokhmah that Hashem has given us, the Torah. Come back in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'll have a shawarma at lunchtime. Leave me alone right now. I don't want to look over there right now. I'll look in 5 minutes. I'll go away. Shemirat Tanai. And for a woman, what's there to learn? For the beautiful, modest woman who didn't want to sin. Modesty. That's the name of the game. If you failed so far, Elul is the time to come back. For men and for women. Hashem wants to give and give a lot of candies. Ani ledodi v'dodi li. Let's go back to him. Like he says, Banai shuva alai v'shuva alechem. B'ezad Hashem, you all should be zocheh and merit to do teshuvah like the way we should. The last 2 minutes of the game, the finals. Let's not make mistakes. It'll be a slam dunk, and we all do teshuvah. Shabbat shalom wa chodesh tov.